Hey brothers, today's going to be more of a personal opinion video rather than a fact-based argument. I'm going to be talking about libertarianism as an ideology and why I can't really stand it. And before I say anything else, I'd like to address something. I understand I have a number of libertarian followers, and that's fine. At the end of the day, whatever you believe is what you believe, man. Like, I couldn't give two shits. But I'd encourage you, before you go and slap that unfollow button as hard as you possibly can, I'd encourage you to at least watch the rest of this video. And, see an argument against your ideology and compare it to your beliefs, Because, ultimately, if you can't take a little criticism, you're a faggot. And it's always good to have criticism, Because if you're in the wrong, you want to be in the right, So I'd like to start out with what seems to be the obvious lore to libertarianism, although I'm sure all of my libertarian followers can agree. Personal liberty is the main lore. The idea that you smoke weed, I smoke crack, and we don't fuck with each other. You're Muslim, I'm Christian, and we don't fuck with each other. You suck your husband's dick, I suck my wife's dick, and we don't fuck with each other. And in theory, that sounds great. The idea that everyone can do whatever the hell they want and no one fucking interferes. In theory, that sounds great, but that's not a recipe to a functioning state or a functioning society. The recurring theme that diversity is what makes America strong is an absolute lie. A state that is unified behind one leader, one government, one culture, one ethnic group, and one religion has historically been proven to run smoother and sounder than a diverse nation such as America. Diversity doesn't make us strong. Our geographical placement, our economy, and our military, and our size, that's what makes us strong, not diversity. In a state where everyone's running around, fucking whoever they want, smoking whatever they want, practicing whatever religion they want, that's a failed state. A state where people care more about themselves than the state, that's when the state suffers, and that's when the nation as a whole suffers. Of course, you could use the argument, well, Robert, we've been a diverse nation since our foundation, and we've been a powerful nation for a long, long time. How do you explain that? How I would explain that, you just have to take a look at our nation today. We're falling behind in almost every single category. And why do you think that is? Today, we are less white than we ever were. And of course, I'm not saying, white people strong, but we used to be more unified as a nation than we are today. Look back even at the 1940s, when we emerged as a true superpower, we were far more white as a nation. We were unified behind our white identity, white culture, and Christianity. Look at today. We're only about, half of the population? And every day more people turn away from God, more people turn to black culture. We're becoming disunified and we're becoming weak.
Yet the Libertarian Party does not have any solution for this disunity. On the contrary, it promotes disunity. It promotes self-interest. It promotes, fuck the state, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. It promotes a total breakdown of society and of government. How can you possibly back a party that supports the legalization of drugs, the advancement of pornography, legalization of prostitution, polygamy, and restrictions on homosexuality? That's just an utter breakdown of our society in the name of personal freedom. Is that truly the price we want to pay for personal freedom? Do we truly want to allow every form of degeneracy to be legal in the name of personal freedom? No. We have to have restrictions on a societal and governmental basis. To sum it all up, so I don't bore you to death, libertarianism is the ideology of overgrown children. It's the ideology of people who want to do all forms of degenerative things, but don't want to have to take responsibility or accountability for the impacts that their actions have. Libertarianism is the ultimate breakdown of society. It's the disunification of society to an extent where that society will die. That's why libertarianism isn't the mainstream policy of many countries. Because libertarianism promotes the disunity of a nation, and the disunity of a nation will ultimately lead to the dissolving of said nation. It's not healthy for a nation, and it should never, never have a place in the United States. Before I completely sign off, I'd like to make a quick footnote. I've been talking to a lot of libertarians about the legalization of drugs, and their main argument is Thomas Jefferson smoked marijuana, so why can't I? And first of all, marijuana was a term invented in the 1890s. Jefferson never would have called it that. It was called hemp back then, and the hemp of Jefferson's time was in no way similar to modern marijuana. Hemp in Jefferson's time, the hemp that Jefferson smoked, had so little THC in it that it couldn't even get a child high, nor could it Jefferson. I think if Jefferson saw the effects of modern marijuana and the effects of all other drugs that libertarians want to legalize, he would be as against it as I am. The hemp he smoked was not modern marijuana. That's an invalid point. That's just fucking retarded. But at this point, I feel like I've talked for long enough. So if you want to challenge my views, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. The DMs are always open. And as always, this is the American Traditionalist.